Okay, there's been some videos on this channel that have talked about confrontations with people, with the gospel, okay? And now it's easy to be confrontational when you're, like, I mean, I know Jesus has full righteousness, okay? But if I actually have to think of the outcome that I want. Do I only want to share the gospel to elevate myself and use like righteousness for my own sake? Or, use truth for my own sake, which could be using God's name in vain? Or do I actually want the result of someone saying, hey man, like that makes sense. Like, how do I follow him? Like where are we going now? You know what I mean? In psychology, there's this phenomenon where if you correct a behavior pattern, it is a lot more effective if you replace it with something else. So instead of saying, don't run, okay, we could say like, please walk. Like, please walk. Like, or like you have to replace it. So instead of, and I've been trying to this past couple days, instead of cornering people in their sin as a way to convince them they need a savior, which is technically true, but it's like, it's cornering nonetheless. And cornered people act like animals, okay? The flesh gets very combative. It's not, like, it doesn't, if I don't give them an alternative, then all they view it as is an attack, which it very well is. So instead of that, why don't I bandwagon? Why don't I say, hey, do you know this guy? Or, oh, how long have you been working here? Oh, okay. Do you go to school? Oh, we're in common. I used to go to MSU. Do you know about the salt company? Oh, okay. Like, they preach the gospel, bread and butter. Are you a believer? Okay, well, basically, they like to share it like this. And then I go into the forward formula. Does that track? Does that make sense? Have you ever lied, lusted? They go, yeah, everybody does. And you have to start these great conversations with people who I'm no longer sparring with, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with a debate, okay? But if I'm actually trying to induce a change of heart in someone, I have to take into account, like, how I actually think they're going to react. Like, just because I'm right doesn't mean they're going to listen, right? So, because people operate very emotionally sometimes. And it's not just like, oh, this group of people. It's like everyone has that. The flesh has that. So anyways, I just think that could be more profitable for the kingdom. And I like using that strategy. I've seen some fruit. I had an opportunity to corner someone, okay? I see someone with hair, like some kind of, earring or gauges or whatever you got, man. Like, let me, like, where are we going? Like, what's the dream, dude? Like, dude, God has a plan for you. Like, because nobody wants to hear all that. But they do want to hear, bro, like, let me change your life right now. Like, that's the type of energy that I'm trying to give off. Not in it, like, I'm trying to match them where they're at a little bit. I'm not trying to blow them out of the water. But, like let me get you excited about something. Because I'm excited about the gospel. If I'm excited about the gospel, I want you excited about the gospel. I don't want you to feel harmed or condemned by the gospel. And I thought about this a lot because I was, I just see, literally interacting with my dog, okay? If you discipline a dog and you just say, no, 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 and then you don't steer them anywhere else, all they're going to do is just like, okay, they shrink down a little bit, and then they go back to doing whatever they're doing because they don't know what you want. You know what I mean? It's like, so what? I'm a sinner. Now what do you want from me? Like, what do you want from me? You know what I mean? So you have to give them an option, right? And you have to show them, hey, like, dude, this is pretty great out here. You know what I mean? I'm not just a Scrooge, right? So, I mean, you have to anticipate, you have to have this expectation, right? It's just like anyone can just enter an argument. Just like if someone asks you a question, okay? And if someone asked you, I had a debate earlier with someone who is in a different faith, and they start asking me like weird, like pointless questions, okay? And then I don't even answer those questions sometimes. Like, I just go, what do you refer, like, what do you think about this? And I just totally change the pattern of what we're talking about. So I have to interrupt somebody's pattern, not by just opposing them directly, but by setting them on a different trajectory. Okay, so that's how I'm kind of approaching gospel encounters. And I was good at this before. I got really into confrontational, and now I'm like, all right, let me kind of just like redirect what you're doing. And they don't lose heart that way, is what I'm seeing in this couple conversations. Anyways, I hope this is fruitful. Take care.